Chapter 29. Abby kept a diary of every horrid thing that was happening to her, how she felt, how she was desperate to be home with her mum and her brothers and sister, and how she dearly loved them. She kept a diary with her always, as she wore a burqa whenever she was outside. She could easily keep it concealed. She had recently been to visit Serena, who was living in Uncle Richie's house with her new husband, Jazz. Serena was no longer bubbly and wearing her bright red nail varnish. She was silent, worryingly silent. Her bright, smiling eyes were hollow and rimmed with a dull red. School now seemed so much more appealing than life here. Locked in, ordered to cook, clean and keep house, and all this in an atmosphere of fear. Her mother-in-law had quickly proven herself to be unkind and unrelenting. "Are you okay? How are you doing?" Abby asked as they hugged. "How do you think I'm doing? I hate it here and I hate them. Why are they doing this to me?" Although Serena was whispering, there was rage in her voice. "I know, I hate it too. But Serena, you agreed to get married. You knew this was going to happen to you." Abby was confused and angry. "I didn't agree, I just went along with it. I didn't think it was real. I just blanked it all out of my mind, hoping it would go away. And even if I had agreed, it's not like I knew what I would be agreeing to. This is a living nightmare. No one will be listening to me. No one will help me. I've even tried running away, but I keep getting caught." Serena showed Abby her arms and back that were covered in bruises. "My auntie beats me too, but I don't care. I'll get out of here one day, and when I do, I'm taking you with me." Abby promises Serena. "There are organisations that can help. They have lawyers and stuff. I've seen them on TV, Vinny. She's my best hope. I know she will help us. She's intelligent and her parents understand. Surely they'll alert them at school and tell them about you too." When she was with Serena, Abby's voice was fired up and confident, but once back at Uncle Taj's home, she felt defeated again. She didn't really think she would ever be allowed back to England. She'd overheard Uncle Taj say to her dad that to let her return now would mean all this upset over again when she returned to be married. Plus, he'd been concerned with the expense and what people would think. She knew that nothing could change Taj's mind. He was head of the family, and unlike her father, whom she saw as being too soft on his wife and daughters, Taj was someone the whole family obeyed in fear. Abby knew that her father had always wanted his family to enjoy the riches of the West, but keep the moral standards he and his family before him and kept. And there was a high price to pay for this. His best friend, Khan, had left his country for England when he was just 12. From that day on, Nasir dreamed of going to England too. Khan used to return to the village with suitcases piled high with gifts for everyone. Khan said that he would one day open his own restaurant, like his uncle had, and Nasir could work for him. They would have the best of time. Before he came to England, Nasir had worked with his brothers on their family's land. They worked from morning until night, and they only ever had just enough to eat. No luxuries, just rice and fish. He worked for his brother Taj, and when their family passed away, Taj became head of the family. One brother, Richie, had the good fortune to marry a woman who inherited a garment factory, so was quite well off. But Taj worked the hardest of all, and it was he who raised the money for his brother to go to England. He sold a small piece of their land to fund Nasir's new life in London, where, in Nasir's mind, the streets were paved with gold. Taj longed to live in England too, but he knew he could never leave his village. He was too old and too set in his ways, so Nasir was sent with Taj's blessing, and he was to work hard and send money back home to support the rest of the family. For this, Nasir was forever indebted to his brother.